And it's me, Julie O'Connell. Coming on here, I just want to discuss the dangers of fireworks at holiday times because animals are very sensitive, and my dog is very sensitive to any type of noise. Be mindful of where you are when you are setting off your fireworks. If you are near an animal shelter or a house that has a dog that's known to be prone to escape during fireworks, I can tell you it's very harmful. We actually had a dog that came in. He literally jumped through a glass window to escape the sounds of fireworks. When I worked at Windcrest Animal Hospital. Sadly, he had so many cuts all over his body because of fireworks. And fireworks are dangerous. They've determined that is what caused the bar fire in Switzerland, which is absolutely horrific. The sparklers caught that building on fire. Just be careful when you're handling fireworks too. Serge Obelinski, who is an ex-Scientologist, he actually blew his hands off messing around with fireworks. And you know what Scientology did? They threw him out like garbage. He was living on the street. He had an advocate that was helping him because he was homeless at the time. Trying to find him a boarding facility. She worked with him really hard to get like hearing aids and to get him a glass eyeball. He sadly, because he was on the street and homeless, he sold a lot of things. He even sold his prosthetic hand to pay for bills because Scientology throws its members that are not up to par away just like trash. Scientology is a human trafficking cult. Serge Obelinski's story is heartbreaking. You can find that on the Blown for Good channel. However, I don't appreciate the fact that they profited off of his story, just like they were going to do to profit off of Rosemary Chittiwok's story. And Rosemary Chittiwok's story is awful. I mean, Scientology is a human trafficking cult. I also want to talk to you about Grant Cardone. He is using Charlie Kirk's likeness to support his known program that he's doing at the Fort Harrison Hotel. So it's just proof that Charlie Kirk was colluding with Scientology. Charlie Kirk actually took a tour of Scientology, and there's a gentleman there by the name of Mr. Wright. He is an OSA member. He's been in Scientology for as long as Liz Gale can remember. He's basically said, yes, Charlie Kirk did take a tour of Scientology property. And Scientology is safe pointing itself with the Republican Party. Pat Bondi, who was the former Attorney General for Florida, now it's Uthmeyer, was paid by the Duggins money. Uthmeyer, it got paid $1.8 million to do the church's dirty work. Just same like Ryan Cotton, what he's doing on the city council for Clearwater, Florida. The city of Clearwater, Florida, their city council is not doing anything for the citizens of Clearwater. Scientology leaves buildings empty, and this is why I feel like they should have their tax-exempt status revoked. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I burped. Excuse me. Scientology does need to have its tax exempt status taken away. Scientology does save point its members sue the Republican Party. Look at in the 1970s, they had the largest infiltration of government entities. Over 136 government entities were raided by Scientology. They pretended to be members and they were taking documents. They were stealing. They were convicted of conspiracy to commit fraud by taking a lot of the documents that were unfavorable of Scientology. Not only that, they targeted several embassies, and they targeted Interpol, they targeted the CIA, they targeted the IRS. So this is why Mary Sue Hubbard was arrested and was put into prison. 11 top-ranking officials for Scientology were arrested for Operation Snow White. And this is the operation where they discovered the fair gaming tactics towards Paulette Cooper, who was a known critic against Scientology. She had written a book. Same with Anderson Cooper. He's been fair gamed. Leah Remini, Aaron Smith Levin, Mark and Claire Headley. Right now, Jenna Miscavige has been targeted deeply by the fair gaming tactics of Scientology. Scientology is horrible. But I just wanted to talk to you about Serge Obelinski. Serge Obelinski, he also had a brother in Scientology that he's now disconnected from. He blew his hands off playing with fireworks at the age of 16, and Scientology threw him out like garbage, like a piece of meat, like somebody that they hadn't even known for most of his life. Scientology is a harmful human trafficking cult, and they saw him on the streets, yet they did nothing to help him. The security guard saw him sitting underneath a theater right there on Hollywood Boulevard. They did nothing to help him. Scientology does not benefit the public. Scientology is harmful to the public. And the citizens of Clearwater, Florida, should go to the city council and say, hey, I don't want my privacy violated by Scientology. Force them to take the cameras down. Force them to stop spying on the public. Because Scientology is doing all that. They follow people all the way to Coachman's Park. Mateo has been seen following people to Coachman's Park, which is, by the way, the city of Clearwater's property. Mateo has no right to be following innocent citizens up to the Coachman's Park. Dusty has exposed this on his streams, and it's not good. Scientology is harmful, and Scientology does save point itself with the Republican Party, because the Republican Party has similar mindthink. If you look at MAGA itself, it's a high control group. And I don't support it. I don't support not having a right to choose what I want done to my body either. The Republican Party has done that. So it violates a woman's right to choose what happens to her body. This is why I don't support RFK. I don't support Trump. I don't support Pat Bondi. I don't support Uthmeyer. And I I most certainly don't support Ryan Cotton and his father-in-law, who has been working behind the scenes for Scientology. Scientology is the enemy. But I also want to talk to you about the dangers of fireworks, because that happened to Serge Obelinski. Thousands of animals die at the hands of fireworks a year. So if you know somebody who has an animal that's traumatized by fireworks, just be careful. If you're in the area and you are setting off fireworks, it's not okay. It's not. We try to keep it safe as possible for my dog Sammy. However, there are people in the neighboring neighborhoods that don't care. They just set fireworks off whenever, and it's harmful. It really is harmful to little dogs' ears. Their hearing is like 100 times more than what we're capable of. So just be mindful. Be mindful of everything that you do. Scientology is the enemy, and Scientology has harmed children. Scientology has harmed Serge Obelinski big time. Mark and Claire Headley gave him the best Christmas 2 years ago because he had nobody to spend Christmas with or Thanksgiving with. Mark and Claire allowed Serge Obelinski to be in their house, so that way that he could feel loved and that he could feel absolutely loved. Dan Walks LA was actually at Serge Obelinski's birthday party because Serge had nobody to share his birthday with. Dan Walks LA does absolutely good work against the Church of Scientology. This is when protesting was all fun and all inclusive. And no, we didn't have DOA calling people bad actors. And we didn't have Nora doing her 1,000-hour rant on Aaron Smith Levin. Scientology is the enemy, and this is what I'm going to be focusing on in 2026. I'm not going to pay the trolls no mind because they are horrible. It's a reflection on them for everything that they have done. And they've harmed so many communities. It's not even funny. They've harmed people in the animal care industry. They've harmed people in the Scientology space. They've harmed people in other communities. In the Shelling community, they don't have any of that. They don't allow it. Their mods do not allow it. Thank you and have a great night. Just take time for your family and friends and let's fight the Church of Scientology. Thank you and have a great night.